msnbc.com/live25 to buy your tickets today.
President Trump's new tariffs went into effect on dozens of countries this week, just as the fallout of his months-long threats is beginning to take a toll on the U.S. economy. Many businesses that had been in a holding pattern are now being forced to make hard choices about their future as they face the possibility of layoffs or price hikes. And this latest round of tariffs is likely to make costs for America's farmers even more expensive. As the New York Times reports, the cost of everything farmers use to produce their goods, machinery, fertilizer, herbicides, feed, has been rising, squeezing profitability. That will only pick up speed. Ohio farmer Chris Gibbs detailed his experience with Trump's devastating tariffs, writing, "For the first time in my 30-plus years in this business, I'm planting in an environment where I have no idea what's coming next. Because of the tariffs, because of the trade war, because of Donald Trump's chaos, American farmers deserve better." Chris Gibbs joins us now. He is a participant in Home of the Brave, a new campaign highlighting how Donald Trump's policies hurt regular Americans. Mr. Gibbs, thank you very much for being here. You stress how the uncertainty around the tariffs are a problem. Other farmers are also citing uncertainty. Say more about that.
Well, in any business, and certainly farming is big business, certainty is one of the things that we treasure. And the uncertainty with the tariffs, particularly the way they've been administered, over first we're on, first we're off. I mean, I need a flow chart to figure out where we're at. It gives us a lot of uncertainty in the business. We need to know what the costs are going to be so that I can incorporate those, just like any other business, into my business plan to continue to survive. And the uncertainty, and the president calls it strategic uncertainty, or maybe the Treasury Secretary or somebody in administration has said that. Well, strategic uncertainty to me looks like just kicking the negotiating partner in the face with sand and trying to confuse them. So that doesn't really work for us.
One of the things that President Trump has said, he said it in his first joint address to Congress earlier this year, is basically letting folks know, people like you, probably farmers, saying, things are going to be bad, but trust me. We're 7 months into this. It only seems, based on everything we know about how tariffs impact regular people and the prices that are in their lives, that the pain is going to continue. When you talk to folks, do they have concerns, or do they trust that the president is going to, save them at the end of the day, that the pain will be worth it?
Yeah, trust but verify. Trust me sounds like a 17-year-old in the back of a car with a girl. But listen, we need certainty in this. And what we've got right at the moment, I'll tell you where agriculture is right now. We are below the cost of production in most of our major commodities. We're looking at, if you've got 1,000 acres of crops, 1,000 acres of corn and soybeans, which is very, very typical in the Midwest. If you've got 1,000 acres and we're $1 a bushel below our cost, that's $100,000, maybe $110,000 loss, and that's below the cost of production. So what the president needs to understand is that we don't have time to trust him to make things better. Things are not getting better. We're already below the cost of production, and that's only going to continue. And that's just on the revenue side. I haven't even talked about expenses. When expenses are going to rise because of things that I use, that I need on my farm, input costs, those things are rising because of tariffs. And I can give you a great example. Let me just chat about that makes sense to everybody. A couple months ago, we were planting corn, just kind of finishing up. I needed a drive chain for my corn planter. Went to my local John Deere dealer, reputable dealer. I use John Deere equipment, a lot of it. Buy a John Deere part, genuine John Deere part. I bring it back to the corn planter, lay it out, and I'm looking at it, and it says, it's a John Deere part with John Deere part numbers on it in a John Deere box, and it says made in China. I'm thinking, holy smokes, I paid, that would normally be $40, but then I paid another, who knows what the tariff percent is on that day, 15%, 30%, I don't know. But that cost me money. That cost me money. So all of the input costs that we have are higher because of these tariffs, let alone the uncertainty. One more example.
Real quick.
Potash. We use three different minerals: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. 80% of the potash comes from Canada.
Chris Gibbs, thank you. We will have to bring you back because there's a lot to talk